Hi everyone, back with another reaction video, and today's is really fun because it's one of my favorite celebrities, and that is JLo. One thing I want to point out though is JLo does have her own skincare line now. I have done a review of the skincare line. Did I love it? Like, was it my favorite? Was it something that I start using every single day? No, but I'm still a JLo fan. I am all about the JLo Jennifer reunion and them being together, now married. She's now Jennifer Lopez Affleck. I'm all for it. But when it comes to skincare and everything, I'm really curious to see what it is that she's gonna say, because this is her guide to glowing skin and face contour on Vogue. So let's take a look. Let's see if we have any notes here and see what she's using from her own line. A really quick note, she is gonna be doing a little bit of makeup, hence the face contour part of that title. I probably won't get too into the makeup, maybe just at the very beginning to see what it is that she's starting to use, but we're gonna mostly stick to the skincare here.
Hey guys, Jennifer Lopez here. I'm very excited. I'm about to walk you through my dewy makeup look and also my skincare routine that preps my skin for my dewy makeup look. I always like to start by setting the stage.
I'm gonna put it out there already that I'm gonna guess there's a filter on this video, which, you know, like, listen, do I fault any celebrity, especially a more mature celebrity, right, for having a filter? Kind of and kind of not. Like, it sucks that we can't see her real skin, because it'd be really nice as somebody who is also aging. I'm sure for people who also are aging, it'd be nice to have a more realistic idea of what a person looks like as they get a little bit older. At the same time though, JLo is from that generation of celebrities that never took their makeup off. Like, never. I actually have a video where I talked about like old skincare products that I used to love. And I talked about how when I was a beauty editor, you never saw a celebrity take their makeup off. So sometimes it was confusing if a celebrity was like a spokesperson for a skincare brand, because you wouldn't know how to use the products, because you would only see them put it on their hands, you know? Like, it is such a strange concept that we, back in the day, used to accept, you know, like skincare advertisements and stuff without actually seeing the spokesperson's true skin. In some ways, I don't fault JLo, because she's in the generation of celebrities that refuse to tell us anything that they've actually done to their skin, as far as, you know, treatments that they've done, cosmetic procedures that they've done. We know nothing. All we've ever really gotten from JLo is that she supposedly has bathed in La Mer and that she used olive oil growing up. Like, these are like the only little tidbits of who knows what truth that we're gonna get from JLo. I can tell you, I have seen JLo in person not too long ago, actually, even just like maybe a couple of years ago, and she is stunning. She is stunning. So does she even need this filter? I don't think so. Shoot, she's got the love of her life now too. Like, she just looks amazing. It almost breaks my heart to see a filter on this, if there is a filter, which we'll never know for sure, but guessing. It just breaks my heart because she is amazing. She looks great. And you would think that, like, you know, it almost makes you feel like, well, if she's not confident enough to go without a filter, then like, what about me? You know? So it's, I wish we would get past this already. But anyway, I'm gonna stop because we haven't even gotten into the skincare.
This is Suntower 26. I love this candle. Everywhere I go, I take it when I go traveling on the road to hotel rooms. It's kind of a signature scent for me. I love it very much. I also like to say a little bit of an affirmation. I am in perfect health always. My family is in perfect health always. I am youthful and timeless at every age. My life is full of abundance, joy, and love. Skincare. First thing.
But I love setting the tone with the candle too. I just got a little nervous that she was about to sniff a flame. Anybody else get scared about that? I love that she does these affirmations, whether she's actually does it, you know, like before her skincare routine or whatever it is that she does. You know, I find that as I get older, I'm like always constantly searching for things that will help me find my calm, I guess. You know, like after years and years of like hustling and being on the go and having kids and all of that, I think at some point you start wondering like, what can I do to just find my peace, find my calm, remind myself that like life is good, you know, and aging is good. I see people say things all the time like, you know, you should age gracefully, or, you know, you should be proud of like aging and not try to like do so many cosmetic procedures and all that kind of stuff. But I have to tell you, aging is scary as shit. I like every year that passes and I notice that I'm a little bit different, whether it's my body just breaking down a little bit more, whether I see my skin changing a little bit more, my looks changing a little bit more. It is super scary, and nobody really addresses that scary feeling that you sometimes get. I'm super proud to be aging. I'm super proud of all the wisdom and knowledge that I have, but you know, I think it's important to have these little moments of reflection, affirmations to remind yourself that you are in such a good place and you are so happy with, you know, like the way things are going. I think these reminders are really good for us sometimes. And I'm not one of those people that's like, you have to be positive no matter what. But I think, you know what, it's really good to find that kind of grounding. So I love that she starts with that because it's a big part of skincare. My nighttime skincare routine especially is part of my self-care. It's part of my me time. So it's a great time to do that.
Cleanser. I use the JLo Beauty cleanser. It's called that Hit Single because I have to wear so much makeup all the time and reapply it all day long. Something that really just washed and cleansed my face in a beautiful way. I've always had a very simple skincare routine, and JLo Beauty was very much about that. I always kind of just was like cleanser, a little bit of a cream, sunscreen, very basic. I know there was a lot of rumors back in the day that I was like into all of these expensive cleansers and I had to like douse myself in La Mer and stuff like that. That really wasn't true. Next thing I do is...
Okay, this is interesting. So she went in with her cleanser. That cleanser is a perfectly fine cleanser. I think I said that in my review of her line. I think this is a great time to like point out that even if you have a super simple skincare routine, a double cleanse can be beneficial. But if you have a cleanser that will remove all of your makeup, then more power to you. Do what works for you and your skin. This is a little bit of a confusing video because they're gonna go into like all her makeup and all that kind of stuff. So she kind of like came in the door with makeup on, right? And like she's kind of taking it off for us so that she can show us how she puts it back on. So it's a little bit confusing, but I'm gonna assume that she uses this cleanser as her nighttime cleanse. This is one of those times where I don't 100% believe that she only uses this cleanser. I'm gonna assume that there's other stuff that she does to cleanse her skin because she is wearing so much makeup every single day, or at least when she's doing, you know, her appearances and all that kind of stuff. I can't imagine that one cleanser would do it for her, right? Like I know for myself, like when I'm in full glam like this, I have to do a double cleanse. It's not gonna just come off with one cleanser, or at least like use that cleanser 2 times, right? So there's, you know, it's like a little bit of truth, a little bit of I'm not sure, we'll never know, you know what I mean? I am gonna point out that she left her eye makeup on too. So like the reality of this skincare routine is already starting to like slip away. We already know there was like potentially a filter. We're gonna say allegedly there is a filter because I don't wanna commit to it, but I think there's a filter here. And then also she's coming in with her makeup on just to put her makeup back on after she takes it off. And she's leaving her eye makeup on already. Again, it's that old school mentality that you don't wanna like show your real skin as a celebrity. If you have a skincare line, you're never gonna talk about any other products that you use. Like who knows what she's using? Maybe she does use a cleansing oil first. I wish she would show us that, but it's not in her skincare line, so she's not going to. So it's a little bit bothersome. I love that she addressed the whole La Mer thing and said that that wasn't true. It kind of just killed that whole thing for me. I like lived off of that fable for years and years, and it's what kind of made La Mer to me, but whatever. I guess we always should have known that it's not true, and that was just great marketing. It's funny though, we didn't get a little olive oil talk, but maybe it will happen later on throughout this video.
I put in my eye drops. And I do that before my serum because I don't like it to drip down, but I like to have bright eyes. I feel like it's the first thing everybody sees.
Okay, so that's interesting, the eye drops. You know, when I am doing an appearance, if my eyes are kind of bloodshot, I will actually use eye drops too, but it's funny that she uses it in her actual routine video. Like I wonder if she's doing this every single day. Just a side note, not a doctor. I actually had to like cut back years ago when I was like in my 20s, cut back on using eye drops because my doctor finally told me, he was like, if you continue using your eye drops the rate you're going, you're gonna need eye drops forever. You're never gonna stop using eye drops because your eyes are just gonna always be red. You're gonna have to use them. You're gonna have to use stronger. You're gonna have to use more. So it's interesting that she's actually showing us that, you know, she's using eye drops before she puts her makeup on. I don't think that's a weird thing. Like I said, I like to use eye drops too if I'm gonna be on camera making appearances, but I wonder how often she's doing that.
That JLo Glow Serum. You know, when I was young, my mom and my grandma, my aunts, they all had these kind of crazy beauty secrets. One was olive oil that actually we use.
Here we go.
We created the olive complex for this very product, but there were some other ones that were a little bit crazy, like mayonnaise in the hair. I just could never bring myself to do it, but my cousins used to do it. So you see we kind of got a beautiful glowy skin going right now. I like to put it all the way down into my décolletage. Don't worry, I'm not gonna flash you like I have done before in some of my videos. One of my biggest beauty secrets is sleep.
Something that's really interesting, I actually thought that this serum was pretty nice. And the whole olive oil thing, it's funny. I almost feel like they must have read all the criticisms online and stuff when she first launched and talked about olive oil being like the secret weapon. She's almost backing off a little bit. Like it wasn't necessarily exactly everything that she would do. And they had all these other things that they would do, like putting mayo in their hair and stuff. And she wasn't necessarily always down with that. Here's the thing. Olive oil itself, like if you just went and bought olive oil over at like Whole Foods or something, I would never want you to put that on your face. I know there are gonna be like the diehards that are like, this is what I use to moisturize or in my hair or in my, you know, how I remove my makeup. It doesn't work for everybody though, you guys. This is not meant to be a beauty product. That said, when an ingredient like olive oil gets put into a serum like this, it becomes a whole different kind of ingredient. It becomes a complex. They don't tell us exactly what this complex is made of, this olive oil complex, but it's probably a much nicer ingredient that probably has antioxidants in it that are nourishing for your skin. And it's completely different because to be used in skincare, to be truly like a skincare ingredient that can absorb into your skin, have any like real effect for your skin, they have to standardize it and then create this product with it, right? So whatever they're using in here probably makes this a nice formula. But I'm gonna argue that it's not necessarily the olive oil complex in here that's doing all the work, because there's other really nice ingredients in here, like fermented sake, for instance, which probably helps to brighten the skin. There are nourishing ingredients in here that probably make your skin look and feel so nice. I love that she not only put it on her face, but she brought it all the way down. That is key, you guys know that. You know, I feel like, again, that old school mentality of like your skincare products, your brand has to have like some hook kind of story to it. It's a very old school marketing mentality, especially when it comes to skincare, that there's like olive oil behind this, marula oil behind this brand. There's, you know, like all these kinds of things. There's always some kind of a marketing hook, and that's exactly what this is. It's that olive oil story that kind of, you know, it runs throughout the entire brand. So of course she's like committing to that, but it's unnecessary, right? Like we just want good products that do nice things for our skin. So, you know, in this case, I would say that this is a nice serum. It does have an olive oil complex in it, but it also has other nice ingredients in it, like that fermented sake extract. So probably is really good for your skin. Is it olive oil?
One of my tricks for when I can't get enough sleep, there's a certain amount of hours that I feel like you can sleep before your face falls asleep. So it's either under 4 or over 7. That's my rule. This next step that I do is...
I'm confused by that. What? I think there's something to that, but I don't think I fully understand it. I'll tell you, I cannot get my body to sleep more than 6 hours. So I'm like right in between all of that. So I think what she's saying is she either like likes to take a nap, like under 4 hours, but if you go over 4 hours, then you're like in real sleep. And if you're gonna go into real sleep, then you need to go at least 7 hours. I think that's what she's trying to say. I can't math. My math isn't mathing. Your face falls asleep. What's that mean? I don't know, I'm a little confused by that, but I think there's probably something to it, and we know that JLo looks great, so we're just gonna go with it.
Moisturizer, my day cream. It was so important for me to create a day cream that had sunscreen, because I feel like this was one of the things that was a game changer for me in staying youthful over the years.
Sunscreen, moisturizer, you guys know I'm down with that as long as you use the right amount. So let's see how much moisturizer she's going to use, because you definitely need to cover your skin as if it was just sunscreen. And just so all of you guys know, sunscreens have a moisturizer base. It's just a matter of how thick that base is or how thin that base is. So no matter what, sunscreens are actually moisturizers, but some, when they're like actually called moisturizers, have more of a moisturizing benefit to them with that in mind, right? So when you're using a moisturizer that's a sunscreen, you just gotta remember, you gotta think of that moisturizer as a sunscreen, not as a moisturizer. You cannot use it sparingly. You have to cover your skin because it's your sunscreen.
Is wearing sunscreen every single day. I know there was a lot of jokes kind of in the Spanish market. They like to saying, all you need to use is bloqueador and you'll look like JLo. But the truth is if you start young, it will make a huge difference.
Wait, but this is true. This is true in a lot of ways. Like the way to preserve your skin is to just start wearing sunscreen from a young age. It's funny, I actually watched Charli D'Amelio's video. She's like 18, maybe 19 years old. And she had the mentality, of course she did, right? She's 18, 19 years old. She had this mentality of like, oh, deal with that later, right? So she's rough with her skin. She's not wearing her sunscreen, right? And she's like, whatever, because I look good. Of course she does, right? She is youthful and beautiful and perfect. JLo, on the other hand, was smart. She knew that she needed to preserve. And the best way to do that, sunscreen. I'm gonna add a little bit of Mer Lip Balm, which I really love. Has a nice kind of light minty taste to it and smell to it. A little bit like spearmint gum. Well, so she did give a little wink over to La Mer that she probably did bathe herself in. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna give up on the La Mer folktale of JLo bathing in it daily because it made her so glamorous to me and so amazing when I was younger. I'm gonna assume she really did bathe herself in La Mer and she's just giving them a little wink. Like, you know, I know, we know. She's just trying to be a little bit more relatable these days. I get it. My next step is my JLo Beauty eye cream. I put eye cream a little bit here. I heard another beauty secret that I've lived by as well, which is, you know, until 25 or you get the face that you're born with. After that, you get the face you deserve. All right. Whew. That is probably true. So if you don't wear that sunscreen after 25, you get what you deserve. No, I'm kidding. That was rough, but probably true. I do want to say we didn't see the exact amount of sunscreen that she put on. She's got her chest, like her arms and her chest showing and stuff. We saw her kind of bringing it down. I don't know if she used enough. You know, like I can't really tell. There's a lot of editing happening. I know from my own videos that people will be like, you didn't put sunscreen on your forehead. Well, of course I put sunscreen on my forehead. I just didn't put my entire application process on the screen because that would have taken another 10 minutes, right? So I don't know. We know for sure though, she didn't like put it all in this area. If she's gonna be wearing a different shirt, it doesn't matter anyway, right? But if you are exposing any of your skin, you're supposed to technically put sunscreen everywhere, anywhere you have exposed skin. So the one note about the eye cream is she did apply it after her sunscreen. Now, if it was just a moisturizer, that would have been perfectly fine. But because it's her sunscreen, just remember that sunscreen is always the last step in your skincare routine. So you would want to actually put your eye cream on before your sunscreen, right? So that can be very, very confusing. I wonder if that eye cream actually has some kind of like an iridescent luminizing effect to it also. So that would be really difficult to put on before your moisturizer because you don't want to lose that effect. So these are just things that you got to think about, like how your skincare products coincide, I guess, and how they work together. And in that case, I would say, you know, if it does have some kind of a luminizing effect to it, it doesn't actually go really well then with a moisturizer slash sunscreen because you're going to lose that effect. So just things to keep in mind. You want your eye cream to go before your sunscreen. Sunscreen is the last step in your skincare routine. Let's start the makeup look. I've never shared this with anybody. I just kind of do it naturally. So I'm just gonna go with the flow here. The first thing I do is I do a little bit of concealer. All right, so we're getting into the makeup part of this whole routine. I don't think I need to see any more. She put on her sunscreen. That's truly all that mattered to me. You know, we never saw her actually take off her eye makeup. You know, I'd love to know what she does at nighttime, if she uses anything else, like a double cleanse or something like that. I'd be really, really curious. I would love to see an oil-based cleanser come out from JLo, actually. Just throwing that out there. But she's gonna go into her makeup now. She's starting with her concealer, which is interesting. That means that maybe she's gonna like do a little underpainting and stuff. But this is one of those times where I wish we knew a little bit more about what she does besides her, like just her skincare products, right? We know that JLo is like a bank vault. Like she's probably never gonna share her true secrets. I'll tell you guys, it is a shame because I really wanna know what JLo has done and who she has seen because guess whose door I'll be knocking on? All the doctors, right? Like I think that it's like, sometimes it's like, I wish that people would tell us because not only does it give us perspective of, you know, like when we find out what kind of cosmetic treatments they're getting done, or even just like, do you see an esthetician on a regular basis? Do you get something like microneedling done? Do you do a little Botox? Any of that kind of stuff? It's always great to know because it helps give us perspective, but it also helps open the door for so many of us to be okay with getting those kinds of treatments done. You know what I mean? It feels less taboo and it, you know, sometimes introduces a doctor to us also that we might be searching for. But that was JLo's skincare guide to glowing skin and face contour. The face contour part you can go and watch. I'll leave the link in my description box for the full video if you want to watch that. If you guys want to see more skincare reaction videos, let me know in the comments below. You can find me on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you guys soon.